Hey everyone, welcome back to Taking Back Monday, and I am so excited you decided to join us and say goodbye to the Sunday scaries. And I am so excited to bring you another TBM short. And again, this is a process of taking stuff out of my newsletter on LinkedIn, which, shameless plug, if you're not connected with me on LinkedIn, please send me a connection. I would love to connect with you and get to know you. But also to take the content that I'm posting in my newsletter around how do we really start to take practical steps to Take Back Monday? Now, Taking Back Monday is more than just changing our culture, although that's a huge part of it. Taking Back Monday is also about how do we find the tools, the secrets, the hacks, the tips, the tricks to make Monday and every day of our work week more bearable and, dare I say, even a great experience. And so I am kind of talking the talk and walking the walk here because I am leveraging AI to help me produce these podcasts and get my thoughts across without really having to sit down and just monologue at you or read you an article audiobook style. And so the following conversation you're about to hear is 100% AI generated because Taking Back Monday is about leveraging the tools available to us, and AI is one of them. And honestly, I think you're going to be mind blown. It's really, really cool. Hope you enjoy.
Those who make peaceful revolution impossible will make violent revolution inevitable. You know, when you really think about those words from JFK, they hit differently when you swap out revolution for evolution, especially in the business world, right?
Absolutely.
It feels relevant for us today.
Yeah, that subtle tweak, it really paints a whole new picture. It becomes less about dramatic upheaval and more about the constant hum of change and, how we all adapt to it.
Exactly. And that leads us straight to our deep dive today. We're tackling evolutionary leadership using this impact method from Alyssa's article.
Right.
She argues that fighting change in this environment is a recipe for disaster. I'm already hooked.
And she makes a great point. Think about it. In nature, if you can't adapt to your history, same goes for businesses, teams, even individuals. The ones who thrive, they don't just weather change, they ride the wave.
Okay, so how do we become those wave riders? Let's break down Alyssa's impacting method. It's not just another catchy acronym, it's like the roadmap for leading through these big shifts. First up, intentions. And I love how she emphasizes that it's not just goal setting, it's about defining the why behind the what. Like, have you ever had a boss who just throws tasks at you with zero context?
Oh,
it's like, go do this.
It makes all the difference, I remember working on this project and we were just told to get it done. No explanation.
Right.
Turns out it was a key part of this new client pitch.
Mm.
If we'd known that from the start, our whole approach would have been different, more strategic. We needed that why.
Exactly. That why is what gets people invested, right?
Yeah.
It's the difference between checking off a to-do list and actually feeling motivated to contribute. Okay, which brings us to the next element, motivation. And Alyssa makes this fascinating point that it's not like this endless fuel tank.
Right.
It's more like a shooting star.
It's that burst of energy, that initial excitement that gets you going. But like a shooting star, it's fleeting. And there's some interesting psychology behind that. See, our brains are wired to conserve energy, so that initial burst of motivation, it eventually fades.
Okay, so then what keeps us going after that initial spark fizzles out? What fuels that long-haul effort?
That, my friend, is where perseverance comes in. It's about pushing past that initial hump of frustration, facing challenges head on, and clinging to that vision even when it feels hard. That's how the real breakthroughs happen.
It makes sense. You don't climb a mountain on pure adrenaline. You need that grit to see you through. So we've got the intention, the spark, the stamina. What else do we need for this evolution journey?
Well, let's talk about accountability. And this is where things get really interesting.
Because it's not about playing the blame game, right?
Exactly. It's about fostering this environment of, hey, we're all in this together. Mistakes happen. We learn from them.
Yeah.
It's about creating a culture where everyone feels empowered to own their work and contribute to solutions. And that type of accountability actually thrives on open communication.
Which is our next stop on the Impact T train. And Alyssa is spot on here. It's not just about sending emails into the void. It's about real two-way dialogue.
Couldn't agree more. It's about building a culture where feedback, both giving and receiving, is seen as valuable, not as a threat.
Yeah.
And that kind of vulnerability only happens when there's a strong foundation of trust.
Which is, of course, the bedrock of the whole impact method.
Absolutely. Trust is earned through consistent action, transparency, and genuine respect. When people feel valued, they're more likely to buy in, take risks, and speak their minds. It's about fostering that sense of teamwork, that we're in this together mentality.
I love how all of this connects. It's like you can't have one without the other. But I'm curious, how does this actually play out in a real world scenario? Do you have any examples that really bring this to life?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And there's one story that really exemplifies the impact method in action, Satya Nadella's transformation of Microsoft.
Oh, yeah. That's a good one. Microsoft in, say, 2014 felt kind of stuck, right?
Totally. They were kings of the PC world, but the world was going mobile, cloud-based. And Microsoft, not quite there yet. It was a pivotal moment for them.
Enter Satya Nadella as CEO, ready to shake things up.
Right. And he knew it wasn't just about playing catch-up with technology. It was about transforming the entire culture of Microsoft. He had to get everyone on board with this new vision.
Okay, so walk me through how he used the impact method, starting with intentions. What was Nadella's big why for Microsoft?
His vision was crystal clear. Shift Microsoft's focus to cloud computing and artificial intelligence. He saw the potential of these technologies to change everything.
But that's a huge shift. How do you even begin to motivate an entire company to embrace such a drastic change?
That's where Nadella's leadership really shines. He's got this incredible ability to inspire, to paint a picture of the future that gets people excited.
Right.
It wasn't just about dictating orders. It was about bringing people along on the journey.
Okay, that makes sense. But shifting a company the size of Microsoft to something like cloud computing, that can't be all sunshine and rainbows. There had to be roadblocks, right? That's where the perseverance part comes in?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Think about the acquisition of LinkedIn. Huge risk, huge investment. And then there's the whole open source thing.
Okay, hold up. Open source. For those of us who aren't tech wizards, break that down for me.
Sure. Basically, open source means making software code publicly available so anyone can use, modify, and distribute it. Traditionally, Microsoft was all about proprietary software. They kept their code tightly under wraps, embracing open source. That was a seismic shift for them.
Wow, that's a huge change in mindset. Okay, so Nadella's got the vision. He's got people fired up. He's showing serious perseverance, even when things get tough. Where does accountability fit into all of this?
Nadella knew that to pull off this massive transformation, it couldn't just be about him calling the shots. He needed everyone to feel ownership. So he fostered this culture of accountability, but not in a punitive way. It was about encouraging people to take risks, learn from mistakes, and view failures as opportunities for growth.
Okay, so you've got everyone rowing in the same direction, but how do you make sure they're all on the same page? That's where communication is key, right?
Exactly.
And this is where Nadella really walked the talk. He didn't just want employees to follow his lead. He wanted to hear from them, understand their perspectives.
Right. He fostered this environment of open dialogue where people felt safe to speak up, share ideas, even challenge the status quo.
Okay, so let's talk results. Did this whole impacts method actually work? Did it actually transform Microsoft?
Oh, yeah. Under Nadella's leadership, Microsoft underwent this incredible resurgence. They became a dominant force in cloud computing, AI, even gaming. Their stock price skyrocketed. They attracted top talent. It's a textbook example of how embracing change with the right framework can lead to phenomenal success.
That's incredible. So it's not just theoretical, this impact method. It's got real world power.
Absolutely. And it's not just limited to tech giants like Microsoft. The core principles of intention, motivation, perseverance, accountability, communication, and trust, they're universally applicable.
That's what makes this so valuable for our listeners. It's not just a story about Microsoft. It's a masterclass in how to navigate change no matter where you are in your career.
And Nadella's journey reminds us that evolution isn't just about reacting to external forces. It's about being proactive, about shaping the future you want to see.
I love that. It's a call to action for all of us. So as we wrap up, here's something for you to chew on. Think about your own workplace, your own team. What are some of the challenges you're facing, and how can you apply these impact principles to navigate them, maybe even spark some positive change of your own?
It's about recognizing that we all have the capacity to be evolutionary leaders. It's not a title, it's a mindset.
And that's what the deep dive is all about, giving you the knowledge and tools to embrace change, make waves, and shape your own future. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep evolving.